Good afternoon and welcome back to this sunny day at the Little Creek. So we're going to take another look at James 1 today. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by sin, nor does he tempt anyone, but each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. And when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings death. So let's look at that word sin again. It's the Greek word hamartia, concordance G266. It means, in this instance, what I'll look at, to miss the mark. Sin is just simply, it can just be simply that we miss the mark. And as people, we tend to think in degrees. Oh, well, that wasn't too bad. That was pretty close. Who remembers Maxwell Smart? Missed it by that much. I was reminded of a meme I saw of a man standing in front of a row of dominoes. And each one was progressively higher and bigger than the next one. And he's standing there getting ready to touch that domino, thinking, well, it's only once. It's only this one time. And he can't see the effect that it's going to create behind it. Everybody knows, the domino effect. It only leads to more and more and more. So I want to say too, there's no such thing as a little white lie, or more obviously, white magic. How many times does a plumbing leak start out dripping and then just dries out and quits by itself? Or how many times does that plumbing leak keep dripping and getting worse and worse and causing more and more damage? In 2 Samuel, let's take a look at David and Bathsheba. Everything started out simple and easy. David was just taking a walk in the evening sun. The end result was murder, because he saw Bathsheba, and rather than turning away from her and not looking at her, he gazed upon her and lusted after her. And eventually his lust for her caused him to have her husband Uriah put to death. It's no small wonder that 1 Corinthians tells us to flee fornication. Warning, Will Robinson! Warning, Will Robinson! And also 2 Corinthians 10 warns us that a little leaven leavens the whole lump. There's no such thing as a little sin. That's why we have to run back to the Father with every little sin. And again, going back to James 1, he reminds us that no one says, I am tempted by God, but we're tempted by ourselves and our own desires, our own eyes, our own thoughts. And our thoughts and our desires bring about death. It's another reason we're warned in 2 Corinthians to cast down every argument. Not 99% of them, but cast down every argument that lifts itself above the knowledge of God. We bring everything into the captivity of the obedience of Christ. Romans 13 tells us to put on the Lord Jesus Christ and to make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its lusts. Going back to David, unfortunately, he made provision for his flesh. Rather than turning away and leaving the girl in her privacy, no, he gave way to his lust. Brothers and sisters, let us all pray that the Father will show us how to make no provision for the flesh. We can't do it ourselves, but he is more than willing to do it for us. So, some things for you to think about here, and I'll talk to you again next week.